Hello, my friends. Welcome to Breakfast with Sergio. Welcome to another episode of Breakfast with Sergio. This is episode number, I think, 72 or so. And I'm here again with Alec. Alec
Morning,
Gomez. How are you, Alec?
What's up?
And you may remember Alec. He was with me in a few episodes ago, a few ago. Mm-hmm. And he did a style makeover on me. Well, today we're not doing any makeover, right?
No.
Not today. Today we're not doing a makeover. Today we're going to talk about, my friends, the difference between Squarespace and WIX for, as we design websites for art. So if you're an artist and you're wondering, should I use Squarespace, should I use WIX? We hope this episode will help you out. So before we do that, why don't we talk about breakfast?
Sure, let's go.
So what do you have for breakfast today? What did you bring?
Much, I just have some waffles.
Let's see.
Some microwave waffles and a piece of cheesecake that's left over from the Cheesecake Factory. So
from the Cheesecake Factory. That's good. That's a good one. For me, I went for the healthy breakfast today. I got some oatmeal, some strawberries on the side, lots of cinnamon on the top, and that's my breakfast for the day. So Alec and I, we've been working on websites for quite a while. Now, I started designing websites back in the day, some 15, 16, 18 years ago, back in the day when websites were designed with HTML coding. You don't remember because you were a baby back then. Back then, we designed websites, hand coding it. Then Dreamweaver came along, and that kind of helped with the design process, putting websites together. Then Flash came along, and I spent a lot of time creating artist websites that were done with Flash, and actually my website was made with Flash. And then the iPad came along, and then Flash did not work with the iPad, so everybody that had a Flash website kind of went back to something else. HTML5 and so on came along, and so things have changed over the years. And more recently, now we have all kinds of online options, online platforms, which help artists design, or anyone design a website a lot easier with drop and drag technology right from your browser, where you don't longer need to download a whole program unless you're going to do something custom for yourself. Now you have some pretty neat options where you can do it. And you have WordPress, which that's kind of a category on its own. We're not going to talk about WordPress. We're going to talk about today Squarespace and WIX, and something that you've been working on quite a bit too. And we have, you have actually designed a few websites for artists too, using Squarespace and WIX, and kind of setting them up so then the artist can take over once the website is done and ready, and they can move on and create their own updates and so on, because that was very hard also back in the day when an artist had to hire a designer and then get their website up and running, but then sometimes the designer would disappear or would no longer be around, and then the artist was like, so what do I do now? Well, now we have these options. So we're going to talk about, Alex going to help us look at the difference between Squarespace and WIX. So if you're an artist looking for a platform for your website, this episode is for you. It will help you figure out what's a good platform to choose for you. So let's get started, Alex. So what do you think?
So starting off with the different, basically Squarespace and WIX are both good for their own different purposes. It really just comes down to what you want to do and what you want for your website, and just the ease and the comfort with both of them. So starting off with Squarespace, these websites run off of templates. So these templates are basically kind of like drag and drop, fill in your own information, type headers, whatever you want to do. So Squarespace has over 40 templates, roughly around that range. And these templates are all they're all very minimal. They are all very professional looking, and they're all like hand designed by professionals. WIX, however, has over 510 templates to choose from. So
WIX has more options.
Yeah, it does have more options, but it can be a little confusing if you're coming in for the first time, like, oh, what category do I want to do, or something like that. So it really varies on what you want. But when it comes down to the ease of using the templates, Squarespace has the ability to, once you fill out a website, you can change your template like mid-creation, and then it'll automatically optimize everything that you put in your previous template onto the new one. So it'll flip things, and it'll try and put it all where it belongs. Whereas WIX, you can't choose a new template halfway through creating your website, or if later down the road you want to change it. What happens is you click the new template, and then you have to start from scratch.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of like WordPress is the same in that once you lay out your information, you can swap themes anytime with WordPress, and all your information will stay. So it's kind of, you say it's similar for Squarespace, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, Wix also has like an online drive almost.
Okay.
So it keeps your files. You just have to replace them now where you want them.
I got you.
So everything doesn't just disappear. It keeps it, but you just have to go through the maintenance and the time of putting it all back together.
So you really have to spend time to kind of making the right choice as to which template you want to use, so that you're happy with it, and not halfway like, oh, I don't like this one, then you swap it and you start all over.
But the good thing about Wix is that they have categories for templates. So you can see specifically like artist, visual artist, graphics, anything. It has different templates that'll help you find exactly what you're looking for.
Awesome. So what's another one? What's another difference?
Next, we are going to talk about like the mobile version, because obviously most people don't sit at their desktop computer anymore looking up artists. Most of it is done through your phones. So when it comes to Squarespace, the websites are already automatically optimized for the phones, so it makes it really easy to maneuver and just go through them. So that's a plus side. But then when you go over to Wix can some templates can be a little bit off on the mobile version, but one thing that Wix has that Squarespace doesn't, which I really like to use, is the mobile editor. So let's say, for example, you don't like where the text is on one spot, or you don't like that this button is showing on the mobile version and you don't want it to show anymore. There's a mobile editor specifically that lets you edit the mobile version of the website. You can move words, you can move pictures, you can hide certain aspects from the desktop version to the mobile version.
And that's on Wix?
Yes, that's on Wix.
Which that is pretty cool, I think, because when you design your website, you always need to check it on your mobile device, because as Alex said, that's how most people will be looking at your website. And even yourself as an artist, when you're showing your site to somebody else, you gotta make sure that it looks great on your mobile device.
Right.
And having those options of being able to move things around in the mobile, I think is pretty cool.
And it's important too, because like, let's say on Squarespace, you switch the template and you don't necessarily like how it looks on mobile.
Okay.
You can't change it.
Got it. But in Wix you can.
Yes.
Awesome. Very cool. What's another one?
So next up, we're gonna move up to the pricing, which is like the very important part with it too. And they're
especially
both
for artists,
They're both very similar, in all honesty. I mean, they have like Squarespace, for example, has 4 different payment plans, and Wix has 5 different payment plans, and they're all ranging from about like Wix, the lowest is $5, but that one's a very cheap one. You don't want to use that one. But they both range to about the 40s a month, and all this is a monthly payment. Or if you want to, they have the option, both of them, of doing an annual payment to save a percentage off instead of just doing every month. You can just do one annual payment and save some money off rather than doing 12 months. So if you see yourself doing that, you can go ahead and do the annual payment plan. But the way the pricing works on there is they have different plans and different packages that come with different things, such as different bandwidth and different vouchers for Google and AdWords and stuff like that.
Okay.
So the basic plan that you want to use as an artist can vary. Some of you may want to do an artist blog, which would be on the cheaper side, like maybe $12 or so, depending on which website you use. They're both like a $1 or $2 difference.
Okay.
So there's not that much difference here. That's why I would say that the difference between Squarespace and Wix is more personal preference, because the prices are very similar. But let's say you're an artist that wants to sell online, then you would use the more business plan. And so the business plan is both about $17, $18 for both of them. So that one just allows you to sell products online. You can receive donations if you want to, different things like that. But Squarespace, it can get a little more pricey, but because it adds more things in your benefit with the plan, such as the Google AdWords credit, which is very important for boosting your SEO and your search ranking results.
Very cool, awesome. Well, and at the end of the day, if you were to pick one, you would pick. If you were going to pick your website, you would pick what?
I would probably pick Wix, because it's easy at the start, but it's more difficult to master because there's so much more to it. So like you can go on there and put out your own layout, but there's a difference between being able to drag and drop your stuff, and then be able to do work in the background, and in the background boost your searching results and look at your analytics and be able to target people from there. And I just think that personally, I think Wix has a lot of really cool things. Squarespace does have better analytics, so you can see more details about who goes to your site, where they come from, and all that. But I would say I like Wix more because it also allows room for more different coding and adding different additions to it, really, that can help boost you beyond the regular level of knowledge of the site.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Alec. And my friends, if you're an artist who needs help with your website, let us know. We can help you out. Just drop us a message through Facebook, Instagram, anywhere. And where can we find you on Instagram so our friends can go and check it out?
At ITSOMVR.
How, again, what is it?
ITSOMVR.
So that's where you can find Alec there on Instagram. Send him a message. If you need help with your website, we'll be happy to help you out. Thanks, my friends, for watching Breakfast with Sergio today. We hope to see you in next episode. And thanks. Let's maybe we should switch breakfast. I think yours is better.